In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Start. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate. Friends, you are currently watching Miracle of Islam. Whenever I wake up after sleeping, my whole body has marks as if someone has done something to me. This happened for the first time and I wondered that I had slept perfectly fine at night. Then suddenly these so many wound-like marks and such pain appeared on my body that a tightness rose inside me, and this pain was unbearable for me, and I told my spouse, who was a doctor by profession. He smiled and said, "What's the big deal? With change of climate, many transformations happen in the body. That's why I give you dates to eat every night before sleeping, so that your health stays good and you adapt to the weather here." He said that because of the climate change, different people face different issues. Maybe the same is happening to you. When I first came to Saudi Arabia, I also had similar problems, but with time, everything got better. Hearing my spouse's words, I was surprised. How is it possible that because of climate change, I would have such marks on my body? But because my spouse was a doctor and cared for me a lot, I listened to him thinking maybe he was right. It was my first time leaving home. The weather here is very hot compared to Pakistan and the heat was intense, something I had never experienced. I arrived in Saudi Arabia from Pakistan just 2 days ago. He was a doctor in Saudi, and I had come after being granted leave. I had always dreamed of getting married and going abroad. Despite thousands of flaws in Pakistan, I didn't find happiness in its environment or with its people, especially my relatives who I disliked. Not that they were bad people, but I didn't like being close to them. I always wanted to climb the ladder of wealth. As soon as I stepped into youth, one proposal after another came because I was very beautiful, fair-skinned with an attractive face, and everyone wanted me for their son. But I imagined a foreign gentleman who would take me across 7 seas and fulfill all my dreams. With that thought, I started using Facebook, hoping to meet someone from another country. I made friends with many boys. But one day a doctor from Saudi Arabia saw my picture and sent me a friend request. He worked at a big hospital and was older. He said he was a doctor, and our friendship grew in a few weeks, such that we shared our hearts with each other. I told him everything, and he hid nothing from me. I was my parents' only daughter, and they were very traditional, so I loved to be taken care of, and my only desire was to marry a rich foreigner. The doctor, whose name was Fahad, told me he was alone in Saudi Arabia, and his family lived in India. He wouldn't return there and wanted to work in Saudi for life. He didn't like Indian girls because they were too free, so he wanted to marry a Pakistani girl to manage his home honorably. Hearing this, I believed my luck was changing, and slowly I confessed my love. I liked him very much. He looked after every small thing and even remembered every relative's name. I hid nothing. After a short while, he proposed marriage. But when I told my mother and father, my father refused outright. How could they marry their daughter to a stranger from another country? Hearing my father, I was very upset and in great distress. I took sleeping pills. I was taken to the hospital, and the doctor barely saved my life. Seeing my condition, they decided to talk, and Fahad reassured me that after marriage he would take care of me in every way. My parents had no connections in Saudi Arabia, but through the internet my father arranged our nikah, and at his insistence I took a visit visa and left for Saudi Arabia. After the marriage, I was overjoyed and felt like I was walking on air, but I had no idea what troubles awaited me. At the airport, those who came to receive me hugged me tightly and I cried. I could not have imagined my dreams would be fulfilled, not only marrying a doctor, but going to another country. But as someone wise once said, dreams sometimes come at a very high price, and perhaps that was to be my fate. What I thought would be my salvation turned out to be the force of my ruin. After arriving in Saudi Arabia, he gave me so much love and care that I was convinced I had made the right decision. I had left my parents, and they were happy to see me. And on the very first day here, he showed me such pleasant dreams about our life together that I became completely enamored with him. After dinner, he gave me 3 dates and said he would feed me dates with his own hands every night before sleeping, so that within days my complexion would improve. He fed me the dates himself, and I kissed his hands with joy and fell asleep shortly after. When I woke up much later, I was shocked to find wound-like marks all over my body, but his words had reassured me and I was calmed. That day we left the hospital and he stayed with me all day. I had come to Saudi Arabia on a 1-month visit because our nikah paperwork was not legally binding. He had brought me under the pretext of travel and perhaps planned to keep me in Saudi until he was done using me, while we wandered around drinking, and when one night I was exhausted, he fed me hotel food and said he would call his friend so she could meet me and be pleased. I felt fortunate because he took care of every small thing. After talking to my parents, I didn't want to go back. The fatigue of 4 days weighed on me and I fell into sleep. But when I woke late the next morning, I had marks on my body and extreme pain. I couldn't get up, but he gently lifted me, saying, "It's only a few days and you will be fine." But I was very worried because my condition was getting worse. I asked why the medicine he gave me had no effect, and he said, "Everything takes time. Be patient and you will recover." I begged him to take legal steps so I could stay, otherwise a month would pass, and I couldn't live without him, and I didn't want to return to Pakistan. He smiled and said, "My love, be at ease. I will not let you go anywhere now. You are in my care and I will keep you before my eyes." I felt physically strange but was stunned by his words. Days passed like that, sleep at night and wake up in the morning, and I would ask if we shouldn't go to the hospital, and he would say he had taken a few days off and wanted to spend time with me because we had just married. The troubling thing was that neither did my marks lessen, nor did the body pain, and he behaved like a cunning person. I didn't tell my in-laws because he had said they were far away and might be worried. 1 week passed when one evening there was a knock at our flat door. I was in the bathroom, so I went to open the door and found, to my distress, Saudi police at the door. Before I could react, they took many people into custody and told me to come with them. I was crying, and a police helper who knew Urdu comforted me, saying, "Not to worry, we are here for you." What the station revealed to me made my hair stand on end. He was not a real doctor, but a broker who mixed drugs and medicines into dates, filmed videos of girls with them, and made them viral. I learned that he wasn't a hospital doctor, but a contractor in a small company managing a Facebook account used to refer beautiful girls to his gang, who then lured girls from other countries under false pretenses and made obscene videos to put on dirty websites. He didn't work alone. There was a whole gang of 100 people with him, and the entire gang was arrested. Fahad's real intention had been to use me for his videos for a month and then send me back to Pakistan so I would never cross his path again. He targeted poor domestic girls and trapped them by posing as a doctor in Saudi Arabia. For a month, he would film videos with the same face and then look for a new girl. Of all the videos he made with me in 1 week, he hadn't given me copies but kept them, and in his police statement he produced them against me. The 3 dates he lovingly fed me had their pits removed and drugs mixed into them. While I was intoxicated by that drug, he would film with me and I would remember nothing by morning. My story is a lesson for girls who cross every limit for material gain and fall into the trap of showy social media. In Facebook's world, everything is fake. Fake accounts and photos are no big deal, so do not foolishly follow such people who know how to exploit your weaknesses. Please share your valuable opinion about this video, and for more true stories, subscribe to our channel Miracle of Islam and take great care of yourselves.